Alright guys, we are in episode 6. Opens up on the rookie bus where Leo is telling everyone there should be no rookie on rookie crime. We should work together because they're the next generation of the challenge. Then we get a confession. Izzy is still going to try and help Olivia since they are kind of working together. At the daily is a water challenge. It is called Runs my life. There is a giant structure in the middle of the water. They need to climb the structure, and with it's like a obstacle course where they have to get puzzles. They have to get 5 of them, jump back down, and we find in a confession that CT is kind of scared because of the last heights challenge in season 40 where he dropped and hurt his back. And in heat 1 it is CT and Leka versus Gabe and Aneesa. CT is still afraid. While everyone's going up, CT's kind of going up, can't get down, like jumping off, saying he can't get up. I'm too tired. Pretty much getting PTSD. The vets know, well, I think when I say vets, Aneesa knows what he's going through. Leroy and Derrick is kind of shocked in confessions, saying this is not the CT we know. And then the rookies are just giving him shit like, how can you not climb up? Oh, he's throwing a challenge. Anyway, Leka does everything. And, well, we'll find out later that because he didn't do it, they come last place. But, Turbo out of everyone of the vets are saying, he's doing it on purpose too, because it's a girl saying he thinks he's safe. And then, because of that, Leka does it pretty good by herself. Heat 2 is Aviv and Cedric versus Will and Ashley. All 4 doing good. Aviv and Cedric are climbing, instead of climbing up the structure after getting the pot, they just jump down, which is a good plan because they do finish first in puzzle. Then we get Heat 3, American Derrick versus Leroy and Izzy. And Izzy kind of rips it off. It shows like a close-up, but it doesn't even mean anything. We find out it just means nothing, so I don't know why that was a close-up on it. So it's going to be a DQ. But they were technically the slowest team, but you know, CT didn't do it, so yeah. And then we get a mashup of Heat. The rest of the Heats, it is Michaela and Yeremi versus Jonna and Jake. Turbo and Tay versus Adrienne and Derrick. Nany and Theo are by themselves. And the last heat is Justin and Dee versus Sydney and Leo. And we find the winners and losers. The losers would be Leroy and Izzy because of the slowest time, but CT didn't go up, so they're the losers. The winners is Sydney and Leo getting 8 points. And in the confessions, Yeremi said CT made a lot of enemies because of his performance. As the rookies make a plan at their house to misdirect the vets, saying, let's put in Izzy. In the kitchen, Cedric, Yeremi are talking about CT's performance, and Turbo jumps in saying, oh, I would never do that, that's not honourable. CT and Turbo, CT is saying that he didn't do it on purpose because it's a girl that he just couldn't do it. CT and Turbo get heated and get into a yelling match, and everyone in the house are watching or overhearing from the top floor. In his confessions, Turbo said CT is the king of puppies. CT tries to give Turbo a hug and tells him, and Turbo tells him to don't touch him. He gets very angry. Nany tells CT to give him time. At the bar, Leka kind of thanks Turbo for taking up for her, and even though Izzy should be last because it wasn't CT's, Leka is annoyed. And even though it is a misdirect vote, she wants to actually put Izzy in. Izzy tells Olivia to not tell anyone that she is a decoy, and that it's just a misdirect. The next day, CT, Jonna, Aviv, and Leroy are the first one up, and they kind of make a joke saying, oh, the parents are up first. Anyway, Olivia and Leo start talking at the pool, and she says she overheard some stuff, but Leo pretty much knows that Izzy's a rat, and he wants to get her out and the vets out. At the nominations, the winners, Leo and Cindy, have nominated a team, and Leo gives them a huge speech which they had to fast forward because it was so different. It was just absolute nonsense. But Leo doesn't know where Aneesa aligns, so they put Aneesa in. Now it's Olivia versus Olivia or Aneesa going to go in. And with a 4-5 side up, Leroy picks Olivia, and Izzy is saying that she should pick it because it's a girls' day, and everyone's like, sorry, that's not how it goes. And then, Olivia goes in. 6-4 vote. Olivia tells her room, aka Izzy and Adrienne, do not side with Leo, giving him a hint, trying to help her, to help out. Theo said if she goes, he is going to go on an absolute kamikaze rampage. But this elimination kind of looks like a giant treadmill. I'm kind of correct because it is cold at a time where they have to go up the ramp, jump down, hit the red button, climb up, run back, slide back down, hit the blue button, and do that 5 times, as many laps as they can in 5 minutes. The most laps win. Leka is in the lead. CT is trying to help her on the sidelines, and we even see a CT pro tip. But he wants her to come back because the house is kind of giving him cold shoulder. But out of the end of the long 5 minutes and many laps, the winner is Olivia after Leka gasses out with a 10-8 laps. And now the new teams are Sydney, this is the order as well, so we know how many points everyone gets. Sydney and Derrick K are first. Leroy Nany, Adrienne Leroy, Derrick in America, Aviv and Gabe, Cedric and Jonna, Michaela and Justin, Yeremi and Theo, Turbo and D, Ashley and Theo, Will and Izzy, Jake and Olivia, and CT and Aneesa. Those are the new teams for the next week. And we have two vet teams, so it's gonna be trouble. Alright, another episode done, another recap has started. In the house we get Jake, Leo, Gabe, all talking about what Leo has done, and then he pretty much says he wants to make moves, he is not kiss ass, and he is slowly turning into Thanos. In another room we get Nany goes next to Will, and they're kind of flirting. In the confession room we see D saying Nany doesn't know about Will's mood issues, mood swings, but it is now the daily challenge. It is on a racetrack, and for the first time ever, we have a Grand Prix. It will be they will be playing Driving Me Crazy, or Drive Me Crazy, as I have 13 stations with 13 go-karts and a puzzle station. There's 4 puzzle stations. The driver has to do 5 laps, and the person needs to do a puzzle. If the person who can't do the puzzle in the time limit, they have to do an extra 5 laps. And they will just continue until, they do the puzzle. Then, with all 4 stations, all 5 laps, when they're in the winner, they have to do a victory lap. And that will make it, they win. If you don't finish it, you'll get a DQ. I think you have a few attempts you can do. You have 3 attempts in total. As we see in small clips, the top 3 as they're driving are Cedric, Leo, and Theo, and the bottom is CT and Justin. CT is going slow, as Leroy said. He has 3 dad bods, and Ashley is doing the first puzzle, and right behind him is Jonna and Nany. And Ashley and Jonna gets it done, and CT is getting last. And now Aneesa, we get the switch. As they do the puzzle, it gets done. Everyone's switching. CT gets to the second puzzle and gets it quickly done. First place. that team is destroying everyone in the puzzle section and driving. And the first place is CT and Aneesa, then Derrick and America, and then Izzy and Will and Izzy. And the bottom is Justin and Michaela and Turbo and D. That's in a halfway point. Theo still can't do the second puzzle, which is a block one. Ashley does another 5 laps, same with Leroy. And at puzzle 4, it's the last one and it's the hardest one. And there's 3 teams who are in the lead, all 3 teams. And they have to do another 5 laps because they couldn't get it done. It pretty much goes on like that for a long time. Theo, on his 3rd attempt, does the block and gets it done. Now he can do the 3rd one. After 6 to 5 laps. Aneesa goes for another 5 laps. And Leo is on the last puzzle. And Leo does it. He's on the victor, getting ready for the victory lap. Same with CT. Now it's CT versus Leo. And the first place is, by a smidge, just right, a couple seconds apart, it is Leo and Nany. Second is CT and Aneesa. Third is Derrick and America. Fourth is Izzy and Will. Fifth is Aviv and Gabe. Sixth place is Justin and Michaela. Seventh is Derrick and Sydney. And eighth is Jonna and Cedric. And in last place is Theo and Yeremi. I'm not gonna lie, we need another challenge like this for like Johnny Bananas or Wes. One day if they come back. Oh no, Johnny will come back if Wes comes back. But we find out it's a women's elimination, so guess who it's gonna be? Tay's going in. And on the rookie bus, they say, I don't want to go up against a rookie. I don't want, we need to work together. And let's vote in Jonna. Cedric feels uneasy about that because he doesn't want to be a hangnail. At the club, everyone's having fun. Tay's twerking. Gabe is holding Ashley. But it's down to the serious talk. Olivia is giving Jake, like, if you do this, if you put Jonna in, you're going to get Derrick and all his people against you. If you do this, just doing that scenario. And the rookies say, let's put Izzy in to, as a distraction. But some of the rookie people are saying, let's actually put Izzy in and not Jonna. So people are making a campaign for Izzy and Jonna. The next day, we get CT, Olivia, and Theo talking, and they're wondering who to put in as we find out that D and Sydney name is going around as well. And CT says it's more important to keep the numbers than making big moves, so that the nomination is a lot harder. CT needs to start first. They vote for... before they vote, we need a team that's been saved, and it's Ashley and Theo. And now the voting started. CT and Aneesa, D, and Derrick follows. But Izzy goes for Jonna. With a shocking twist, Michaela votes for Izzy, and now it's 2-1-1. And Sydney says Izzy as well, but at the end of the votes, it is 1 vote for Sydney, 1 for Aneesa, aka a burn vote, both of them, 2 votes for D, 3 for Jonna, and 4 for Izzy, meaning it will be Tay versus Izzy. In the elimination, Tay versus Izzy, they will be playing Pick It Up. Again, in the middle of the arena, there is a giant game board with 4 hoops, as you have, and there's 5 columns on either side where there's breaks you have to put on. You have to stack 7 of them, but you have to get the ball in the hoop. The small one goes faster, tall one goes slower, so you have more time. In the end, with a very close battle, if Izzy didn't knock over 2 of her blocks, Tay is sending Izzy home, and now it's the new teams. The teams are Nany and Cedric, Leo and Olivia, Aneesa and Jake, CT and Michaela, America and Gabe, Derrick and Aviv, Justin and Ashley, Sydney and Yeremi, Derrick and Adrienne, Jonna and Turbo, D and Theo, and Leroy and Tay once again. And we also find out what the points are for. The points are, whoever has the most points has the first pick of their teammate for the rest of the season. It has to be the opposite gender, meaning it could be vet and vet, rookie and rookie, it doesn't matter. But Derrick, the vet, he is scared since he is on the bottom of the leaderboard with the low points. So, if he wins, he'll be past Theo and someone else. So hopefully, we'll find out next time. And we already know the elimination because of a little sneak peek. It's going to be a pole wrestle. So I'll see you next week. Alright, another week, another episode. We are at the challenge. Haha, new episode. Ooh. Okay. It starts with everyone at the house. Kind of talking and saying they either upstairs and the downstairs lines. Upstairs lines is Nany, Ashley, Aviv, and Michaela. And downstairs is Theo, Olivia, jonna, Tay, Derrick, Adrienne, and Jake. Bird, shut the fuck up. And everyone is choosing, or is talking about who should we choose for our team for the rest of the season. And Will is upset since he is the hangnail and can't compete. Turbo gets angry at Derrick, saying he's being fake, even though it was a girl's day and he wasn't really in trouble at all. And then he says, you want to run a final with CT, who can't run, Leroy, who can't finish the puzzle, and Theo, who can't even run 1 mile. Turbo gets angry at Derrick, calls him FF, aka fake as fuck. At the house, or during the house, Theo gets his knee checked by a doctor. He is swollen and hopefully he doesn't get medically DQ'd. But Leroy and Yeremi are looking at the board. Leroy is calling himself a layup since he is third last on the board. Yeremi wants justice for Leka. And a lot of the rookies don't like or trust CT since he is not in the best shape and, because of the Leka situation. Nany tells Michaela that CT needs to go to B in elimination. At the daily, it's the height over water challenge, and we find out that normally he doesn't do this, but TJ tells Will, you won't be the hangnail, and Theo will be due to his knee until he gets an MRI. Now it will be D and Will as a tag team. This challenge is called Cyclone, where it's a 30 feet climbing wall, 4 different sides, and it will spin. You have to get 5 blocks. 5 blocks on top. If you drop one, that's done. The most blocks up there, and then you have to get on top. Jump off the platform. Jump off the climbing wall. Swim to the platform, and the time stops. In Heat 1, it is Ashley and Justin versus Aviv, and Derrick versus Will and D versus Leroy and Tay. And Justin and Ashley kind of fall in the somewhat beginning, doing having to swim, only having 1 block. Derrick falls. Now it's only up to Aviv. Tay and Leroy falls with 0 blocks. Aviv falls, and then D follows. The only one with having 2 blocks while doing it. And all the teams are swimming. And that's all we got. Leroy is not in the best place. Heat 2, Sydney and Yeremi, Derrick and Adrienne, jonna and Turbo, American and Gabe. Sydney falls into the water while Yeremi climbs up and just does the job. In total, he has 4 before he jumps off. Jonna and Turbo falls at the start. Derrick and Adrienne as well. And Gabe in America kind of gets scared of heights and falls.
which is Yeremi and Sydney is a team to beat. In Heat 3, it's CT, Michaela, Cedric, and Nany, Aneesa, and Jake, Leroy, and Olivia. CT says he needs to get, stop being afraid and does a high start climbing fast. We also see that Tay wants to partner up with him because he has a vet mentality. And everyone watching says, wow. And Turbo is taking it very personal as CT freezes midway up, falls, as everyone says justice for Leka. And Michaela is going to throw it, meaning as she doesn't really just jump off, CT starts swimming but stops. Jake and Aneesa start swimming as they fall off. Michaela finally jumps off but does like a fake doggy paddle as everyone's saying, screaming justice for Leka. And then the other teams fall. Everyone starts just to swim. And the winners and losers of the challenge is, well, the winners is Sydney and Yeremi. Last place is between Gabe and America, Leroy and Tay, CT and Michaela, and comes down to 20 seconds. And the loser is CT and Michaela. And Sydney, CT is heading to elimination, which everyone says justice for Leka, and it's kind of, get over it. It's not like the first time someone threw elimination, or he didn't even throw it, he just couldn't get up. Yeremi says he wants to put Derrick or Derrick in. And Sydney saying CT would destroy them. Maybe put Theo in since he's a hangout. But D is wanting CT more than Theo, even though she doesn't want him as a partner. At the club, Steve wanted to apologize to CT because she still thinks he sent her home on purpose, and tells him that people in the house think he's shady. Back at the house, the threat guys, the rookie guys, are in a room all together, saying they don't want to work with Olivia, and she gets upset and goes to Jonna and Derrick K. At the nominations, Theo gets cleared, and with 8-1 vote, Derrick K is in it, because people are saying Derrick K can defeat CT and it's just for Leka as an excuse. Jonna is the only one who didn't say Derrick. And we know that it's going to be a pole wrestle. And guess what, guys? CT is back. CT just destroys him, picks him up, throws him off, lies on top of him, 1-0. Round 2. CT body slams him, and Turbo says it's a bear versus a sheep. While everyone is trying to help Derrick, Derrick K is saying good fight, he doesn't want to be part of it. And CT wins 2-0, sending Derrick K home. Derrick C. By force Derrick K could be a little bit different story. And TJ tells CT we saw an old flash of CT in elimination. TJ also says that the next challenge is the most important because of their season, because it will be an individual challenge, and tells them to rest up. Now, everyone's saying justice for the Leka. Get over it. These new people met each other like 2 weeks ago. All their vets are known CT for a long time and not taking his side. Well, honestly, I think Derrick K and Aneesa and look like Tay are the only ones maybe might work with CT. I'm not sure, but yeah, gotta wait until next time for the mini final. Alright, another episode of the challenge is out. It starts off with everyone clapping, congratulations CT, and everyone talking about the lock-in, and every rookie girl wants Turbo. Adrienne says there's vet guys that are unspoken, and cuts to Theo, Derrick, and CT. And then it cuts to Ashley and Aneesa talking. Then it has 15 minutes later, and those two are getting into it. And Ashley saying it's delusional that you think you're going to come in first place. they're gonna beat Olivia, and so on and so on. And it just gets heated, but she does walk away. Aneesa does walk away. The next morning, jonna is pretty much pitching herself to all the rookies, saying, I'm happy to be your partner, we can work as a good team. And later on, we find out that no one wanted to actually be her partner. This is the first individual challenge where it's a mini final. The top 8 men and women will be getting points. The top 8 as of right now for the women, for the vet men and women, rookie men and women, it's Michaela and Olivia with 38, 33. For the rookie girls, it's Sydney and Adrienne with 32, 28. And the vet man at Turbo and CT was 25, 23. And the rookies, both sitting at 33, was Will and Yeremi. And this time, the points will go 1.5, meaning first place gets 12, second gets 10, third place gets 9, and so on. This is called the Broken Dreams, as they have to run up a huge like a trail where there's 5 different checkpoints covering 6 miles, aka 9.6 Ks, and 300 feet up, which is 213.36 meters. Checkpoint 1, you have to memorize symbols. Checkpoint 2, you have to use that math equation to that sum to unlock boxes full of food. Checkpoint 3 is a puzzle tower which has all the math symbols on the line. Checkpoint 4, you have to size up all the different lengths of chain and make it all the same lengths. Checkpoint 5 is called Hangman, where it's a riddle and there's 9 letters. You have to make a word. And you have to go back and forth because you only can carry one of the letters, aka a rock with spray paint on it. And then the winner of that, they have to race to the finish line to stop the time. TJ does say make sure you be in top 8 because you want to choose your lock-in partner as a point to firm to it. I'm not going to get all into it, but the winners are Turbo and Sydney, first place. CT comes second. Third is Will. Fourth is Theo. Sixth is Yeremi. And 5th is Yeremi, 6th is Cedric, and 7th and 8th is Justin and Gabe for the guys. For the girls, Sydney in first place, 2nd is Aviv, D got 3rd, Olivia was 4th, Ashley was 5th, nany was 6th, 7th was Michaela, and jonna makes 8th. But during this entire thing, in the eating portion of the onion, garlic, and chili peppers, a lot of people have cheated, like Sydney, jonna, and it didn't show everyone who cheated, but there was like enough to make as people say, a compost bin, a compost garden, because there was just a lot of onion and chili there. And due to that, TJ says he can't stand quitters, but most of the things is cheaters. And he's like, I'm gonna scrap it. Just scrap the whole day. No one gets points. There's many finals for nothing. And that pissed off Will because he is an emotional guy. But the last place was Leroy in America. Because due to the scrapping the scene, there's no elimination. So we go to the later that night. There's a big table. It should be a celebratory one, but as everyone talks, Will kind of still can't get over the cheating, and Turbo and CT are like, oh well, you're kind of just losing nany at the moment, like together, and you should probably just you don't know, but you fucked up, and Nany's probably over you. After the dinner, Nany tries to calm Will down, but it doesn't really work. And then we get the next day where a bunch of people are saying, I want to be teamed with you, like Turbo wants D, Jake wants Aneesa, CT awkwardly talks to Tay, I should say, I don't know why I said Tay, and she's like, yes, I would like to be a partner. And then no one wants to pick Jonna, and then America wants to be with Leroy. So at the arena, teams for the lockdown are Michaela and Cedric, Yeremi and Aviv, Olivia and Will, Sydney and Turbo, Aneesa and Jake, Adrienne and Theo, Justin and Nany, Leo and Ashley, CT and Tay, America and Leroy, D and Derrick, and Gabe and Jonna. And then Tuesday does another little twist, saying that from now on, if you go in elimination and you're out, it won't be one of you, it will be both of you. So it doesn't matter if it's a girl's day or a guy's day, it is just anyone's day, and elimination will be chopping down a lot of people. So I'll see you next week, and then I'll see you the week after, and the after, because this show isn't going to end anytime soon. Peace out. Alright, the first ever team episode is out, and then we have all the teams walking in the house. Sydney giving what she thinks of the teams who are strong, who are hit and miss, aka Derrick and D, who are the weak is Gabe and Jonna, and everyone is speaking about the teams, even giving team names like Aneesa, aka Jake and Aneesa, and Jonna, Jonna and Gabe. And then we get to the daily. It is a height over water with stair climbers, and TJ says it's his favourite. It is trivia, and it's called fast thinking, where they start with on a slow pace on a stair climber. On the sides there's no railing, so you can't hold on to anything, and if you get it wrong you'll go fast. If it ends up being a tiebreaker, the team with the fastest who stays on the longest wins. In round 1, it is CT, America, Aneesa, Nany, Leroy, Will, and Turbo, and Adrienne. And CT, because of his size and if the feet doesn't fit on the machine, he keeps on touching the machine, and due to that, he does get DQ'd and has to jump off. But the first to fall in the game is Aneesa, who got 1 correct answer. Then is America with 3 correct, Adrienne with 2. 2 seconds later, Turbo falls with 2 correct answers. And the final 3 are Leroy, Will, and Nany. And Leo, not Leroy. Leo takes third place with 3 points. Second goes to Will with 3 points, and then Nany stays up there the longest with 2 correct answers. The result of round 1 is CT and Tay with 0, Aneesa and Jake with 1, Turbo and Sydney, Theo and Adrienne, Nany and Justin with 2, and Ashley and Leo, Leroy and America, and Olivia and Will with 3. Now it's for round 2. It is Aviv, Olivia, Justin, Jonna, Gabe, Yeremi, Derrick, and Michaela, and Jonna gets DQ'd for dropping the computer in the water. But the first to go is Gabe, then Olivia, then Justin, within seconds of each other. Then we get a mashup of Aviv and getting incorrect, and then she goes, and then it goes with Derrick and drops down, saying Theo, making it Yeremi and Michaela for final 2. But Yeremi says, do you want to win? She says yes. He throws the challenge. And then we have seen who the top 3 teams are. Is Aviv and Yeremi with 17 points, Michaela and Cedric with 12, Derrick and D with 8. The bottom 5, 3 teams with 2 points are Sydney and Turbo, Theo and Adrienne, Nany and Justin. 1 point is Jonna and Gabe, and 0 points is CT and Tay. But by its round 3, it's Tay, Ashley, Jake, Theo, Cedric, Sydney, and Leroy. First to go is Tay, then Jake, with seconds of each other. The next 2 to 4 are Leroy and Ashley. Then Theo jumps off. Now Cedric, both Sydney. In third place is Steve. Second is Cedric, and Sydney just keeps staying up, getting correct after correct, and only one to get all the questions correct, all complete. And now we need to find a winner and the loser. The winners is Cedric and Michaela, and as for the losers, it's CT and Tay. At the house, Michaela wants to go for the easy vote, but Dee wants to put Alliance versus Alliance, and anything can happen. But at the club, a few names are coming up with Derrick and Dee, Leroy in America. But back at the house, where everyone's getting ready to rest, Nany and Aneesa get into a fight because Aneesa thinks Nany is taking Ashley's side, but Nany tells her that she doesn't want to get involved because they're both friends. She's friends with both of them, and they just get into a yelling match where it gets so face to face, where security is holding Nany back, and Nany tells in the room, she tells Ashley and Michaela that why is she getting involved a week later? It makes no sense, especially when they were just going to the toilet and there was no talking or anything. Jake says he has Aneesa's back but doesn't want to get involved. The next morning, CT and Tay are going around the house saying, let's put Leroy in America in. CT thinks it's his best bet, but back at the nominations, before the nominations, we get a little twist that points doesn't matter anymore, and instead that there will be a stake or claim where if you want to, you can steal a partner, but whoever asks to the team has to go in a 1v1 competition where only one comes out victorious and can get the partner, and if they lose, and if that person loses, them and the OG partner will go into elimination, where each team will have one claim in the season. Gabe doesn't want to go against CT and says that he will save it in the confession room. But the votes have started. Aviv and Yeremi start with Theo and Adrienne. Derrick wants to give CT what he wants, but he doesn't. So it means Theo has to. By the end of the vote, we have 5-2-2-1. The team with the one vote, it was a burn vote with Aneesa and Jake. The two teams with 2 votes is Dean, Derrick, and Gabe and jonna. And that means the team that is going in against CT is Theo and Adrienne, meaning no one had CT's back. Well, kind of Derrick did, but he didn't really push for it. And with that debacle, the UK Alliance is questioning Leo's trust, since he did vote for Theo and Adrienne, but he didn't say Adrienne's name, which he gets mad while Jake and Tay just sits there. By elimination, and Tay is going against her friend again. Now it's Tay and CT versus Theo and Adrienne, and they're playing possum balls where there are 2 giant launchers and 50 balls for each team. And their launcher has to shoot, aimer has to aim at it, but the aimer is blindfolded, and luckily the blindfolded people are Tay and Adrienne, because we know we like to see it. Meaning CT and Theo are the launchers. CT does shoot and miss, it hits, but it doesn't knock down to the ground quite a few times. But as soon as he gets knocked down, it goes boom, 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 where it's a close game. They get game to game catching up, where CT and Tay have 7 out of 15. They're confident. Theo and Adrienne has 3 balls left, and miss, hit, but then got knocked down, and the last one hits but knocked down, meaning they win by 1 point with 1 point, getting 8 in total, sending CT and Adrienne home. Now, I might be late in the next one due to me going to Perth, so I'll see you when I do it. Peace.